Welcome to LSC, your local sports channel. It's high school basketball. Tonight we're at Kecoughtan High School, where the 1-4 Warriors are playing host to the 3-1 Hampton Crabbers. Hello, everybody. I'm Bob Hims, along with Brent Musgrove and our crew. We want to bring you tonight's contest. It's December the 16th, 2014. Brent has Coach Brower. Let's go to Brent.
Thanks, Bob. Of course, I'm here with head coach Walter Brower. Time getting kind of tight. Coach, I talked to you earlier today or yesterday. That last game you played against Phoebus, one of the best offensive displays I've seen by a Hampton team in a long time. Having said that, when you walked away from that game with a victory, what did you feel you still had to work on with your team?
Well, we had to better box it out. That's the main thing, because if we box out and get the rebound, we're going with it. I've got some real good guards that can get the ball down the floor and make good decisions on the passes.
Well, that's why we saw so much of in that game. But let me talk about a couple of players. Tell us about Crosland, number 42.
Who?
Crosland, number 42.
Oh, well, he's a senior, and I think he's coming into his own. You know, he's a little laid back, but now he's hitting the boards harder and getting the job done.
All right, let's go to one more player. Let's talk about Red. This young man's he's a hoss.
He's going to be one. He's got great feet, and as we continue to work with him and get him into basketball shape, you know, he played football, so he's not in the basketball shape yet. But we expect good things from Red. He's going to be a good one.
Well, let me ask you one last quick question. We haven't seen Kecoughtan play so far this year. Do you tell us what you expect from Kecoughtan as a coach?
Well, they've got a good team. They played, I think it was Cape Henry real close, so they've got a good team. They've got a good point guard outside. We have to contain him.
Talking about Haskell. Coach, I want to thank you so much for all the help you've given me the last 3 weeks trying to get this together, and good luck tonight. Thank you so much. Okay, Bob, back to you.
All right, thank Brent. The Crabbers are led by two sophomore guards, Mercedes Pitt and Marquise Godwin, and these two young men, if one's not on, the other one's on, and they really complement each other. The Warriors on the other side, they've got Marcel Haskett, who is averaging over 20 points a game, and he's going to Mount St. Mary's on a basketball scholarship. He's already signed. He was playing here when Josh Fortune, Rodney Bullock, and Greg Alexander are all playing here, and they're all now in Division I programs. Let's go over to Brent. He's got head coach Ivan Thomas of the Kecoughtan Warriors. Brent, take it away.
Thanks, Bob. Of course, head coach Ivan Thomas. We've been doing this for a few years now, Coach. You come in tonight's game 4-1. You're undefeated, actually, in what we call the old district. What do you see the best thing going for your team this year, and what do you got to work on?
Well, we got to get better. We got to get better at playing together. We got to get better at defensive rotation back. So it's still early in the season, and there's a lot of things we got to work on. But right now, what we're doing is playing hard, and I can't be mad at that.
So that's the best thing you got going right now. What you do have, you got a couple of really nice scorers too. Let's talk about a couple of people. Let's talk about Haskett. That young man he's a little bit of everything on the floor for you, isn't he?
Well, Marcel Haskett has seen just about everything this district could offer. I mean, he went up against a McDonald's All-American and Anthony Barber for 2 years. He was a freshman and a sophomore. So he's gone against all the top point guards around. So right now, he just feels like there's that much he has not seen. So he's playing at a very high level, and we're pleased.
All right, and let's talk about this young man, Peterson. Got a little bit of size on him, 6'7". How's he contributing?
Peterson is a young player that has a lot of basketball yet to be played. His potential is high. You know, he hasn't only been playing basketball for maybe only a year or two, so he has a high upside, but he's working hard. He's getting better each game. I think you'll see his best basketball later in the season.
Let me give you this last question. We always like to talk to the opposing coaches about the other team. Hampton's improved just about with every game they've played. They come in here tonight after a victory over Phoebus. What do you expect from Hampton, being this rivalry comes up every year?
Well, this rivalry's been year after year. It's a shame we don't play each other twice, but we expect a hard-fought battle. They typically play us very hard. They have a very good team in terms of speed and quickness. They can shoot the ball pretty well, so we got to guard the three ball pretty effectively tonight, and we got to get back in transition. They're a very fast team. And so we're looking forward to the challenge, and hopefully it'll be a great game.
Coach, I want to thank you so much for the help earlier in the week, and good luck tonight. We'll see you again in January. All right, Bob, back to you, buddy.
All right, thanks a lot, Brent. I want to talk a little bit about our crew, our camera people. Randy Begoli's this shot, what you're seeing right here, and Steve Fryer are the two on the end lines. Up in the stands, we have Susan Bowers and Wube Gabre. Our graphics and animation by Matt Buckwalter, camera control operator Renee Camden, engineer and audio Greg Lesko, instant replay Krista Campbell, and the director and producer, big guy Andy Foley. Brent, good interviews. Got some good stuff from the coaches. I tell you, that just tickles me how well they are into this game this early in the season. I want to talk a little bit about our officials. They got Brian LaCourte as the head man. Ed Warren and Mo Saunders are helping him. So that's the guys. These are the guys with the stripes on tonight. We got a minute 56 seconds to go, and then they're going to introduce, I think they're going to play the national anthem, and then they'll introduce the players. And there's a good shot of Steve Fryer down there underneath the basket. I tell you, this underneath the basket with the camera, you got to move quick.
I felt
Yeah, Susan Bowers right there. Look at that good-looking lady. She's been with us a long, long time. Glad to have her with us. She brings us water every night. I do appreciate that.
But you talk about being under the basket down there doing the interviews. I'm going to tell you what, a couple of them go real close. And you see Walter Brower reach out and try to smack him out and protect us both. I appreciate that, Walter. That's you too, fellas. You're not supposed to sit there. Huh? I can't hear you. No, we've been here since 4 o'clock this afternoon. I know, but your friends keep coming up and getting in the way, and that's the problem. We're having a little bit of discussion here with people.
Well, we'll have to get Lee Martin over here to move him.
Ah.
All right, well, we'll get this taken care of.
Getting ready for the national anthem. It's nice to see these young men in uniform, I'll tell you that. And can't tell, yep, young men all. So a lot of the times we have young men and young ladies.
This is the Naval ROTC unit over here at Kecoughtan High School. Going to do the color guard for the national anthem coming up. And I tell you, they do a great job.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bob, this is the smallest gym we have in the city, but
It's
this
packed.
place packed. It is loaded, ladies. And they're getting ready to give the players of the games first. Is that what they're going to do, Bob?
Lee Martin is giving a little warm-up here.
He usually does the sportsmanship
Yeah,
thing.
that's what he's doing right now, reading the sportsmanship situation, and this is good. It tells the fans that you are actually part of this whole scenario here. Act like you're a member of the school, and don't do anything.
Don't start anything.
There you go. Don't do anything you wouldn't want your mom and daddy to know you're doing.
Well, this place is full, I'm telling you.
Well, we're getting ready for the national anthem.
And the anthem will be sung by senior Shayla Williams.
We're going to have one of the cheerleaders is going to sing the national anthem for us.
That's impressive, Bob, to see them young. Good camera work, guys. Good camera work.
And that shot you see right there is Randy Begoli.
Ready, cut.
Can you see by the dawn's
job.
Very good job that time.
Nice
Boy,
job.
it's hard to sing a cappella without any accompaniment, and then in front of all these people with all this energy flowing in here, did a great job.
Let me say something about that. You know my daughters, and they're all singers. Candy and Che have tried to sing at these things. What you hear is not the problem. As they've told me, it's the echo in your ear that's throwing your timing off. And it's very difficult. You have to ignore what you hear and sing what you think you know. And that's the difficult part about that.
All right, back ready to go with the introductions of the players. And this is Lee Martin, AD over here. Lee has given us every time we need something, Lee Martin will bend over backwards, make sure we get it. He's one of our favorite, one of our 4 favorite ADs.
ADs, that's right. We're lucky in the city of Hampton. We've got ADs at all 4 high schools that very helpful. We show up and what do you need? We'll take care of it.
Not only would we take care of it, good shot there. Scored 1,000 points.
Last week.
Yeah.
Friday night.
Marcel Haskett.
Against Gloucester, I think he put up 27 points. He needed 19 to go over the 1,000.
Well, he way over. There were two players. In fact, there was one from Mitchville, I think it was, that also, both of them on the same night.
Yeah, Aaron, I'll think of his last name in a second, from Mitchville. Here comes the Hampton starting lineup.
We're going to show to Hampton first. We get a chance, we'll throw them up on the screen so you see who they are. I tell you, there's the 2 point guards right there.
Well,
both sophomores.
You heard me talk to Coach Brower. That game you and I saw against Phoebus had to be one of the smoothest offensive displays I've seen Hampton do in a while. Ball passing, unselfishness, just distributing the ball. Yeah. Of course, the key to running like that, Bob, as you often talk about, is getting those rebounds. And that's
that's Mercedes Pitt right there. Marquise Godwin, Ricky Hatcher Jr., Chris Crossland, and Justin Redd, the big guy who's still got to get in basketball shape.
But I'll tell you what, when he plants, you can see him.
he's what you call a big guy and takes up a lot of room underneath the basket.
Now here comes the Kecoughtan Warriors, and they're coming to tonight 4-1, having defeated all 4 of their Peninsula District teams.
Well, the team they lost to was ranked number 19th in the nation.
There you go.
And they gave them everything they could handle.
Haskett put 27 points up on them.
And there's one of our favorite players right there, number 20. And of course, I'm talking about Nick Carrera. What a nice guy. And there's a young man that transferred in here from California.
Here's your starting Marcel Haskett, Damon Nolan, Nick Carrera, Taquan Drummond, and Devontae Peterson. It's going to be an interesting game tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Kecoughtan's been playing well since the gun went off this season. And Hampton lost their first game in a tough outside shooting display against Bethel.
Right, but let me tell you, Hampton's going to play man-to-man for the most part. Sometimes you'll see them going to the zone. They'll go to a zone, and they will come out of that zone and double-team in it and really mess you up, and that's what they did against Phoebus the other night. This transfer, 6'7", Devontae Peterson is really coming into his own. He's getting better. He's only been playing basketball for a couple years now. They will play a full court, man-to-man, and they'll drop back in a half court. And from football, they got Nick Carrera, Keith Grandy, and Elijah White. All 3 of those guys played on a great Kecoughtan football team, and my hat's off to Coach Coley and his staff.
Kecoughtan with the first ball.
And who gets the first basket?
That is
Damian Nolan. What a great, nice little jumper. You like to see that. And I see Nick Carrera's on Godwin.
There's all kinds. There's Red.
Okay, Red's a little strong. Kecoughtan comes down the rebound, and Nick Carrera will be around that ball when it's to be rebounded a lot.
You got to watch number 20, and that's Carrera. But like you just said, Bob, he is in on every play somewhere.
Right, it looks like Hampton's in a 1-2-2 zone right now, and they're not jumping out of it like they did against Phoebus. And there's number 5, Nolan again.
Well, he's off to a hot start. First 2 shots, a 2 and a 3. Put 5 points up so far.
And what you got to see, what Nolan is getting an open shot, is they're concentrating on wherever Marshall Haskett goes because they know he can put up 20-some points in a heartbeat.
And he's very quick. He'll take you to the bucket. If you ain't paying attention, buddy, he's by you.
Mercedes Pitt, well, he's a great shooter inside it. He hurried that shot just a little bit.
Well, he's so quick on his first step with the dribble. That's what really gives you more than anything. Well, Hampton's doubling that ball on the corners, Bob, like you were talking about.
So they were doubling on the wings against Kecoughtan, against Phoebus, so I don't know if they're going to try that or not against the Warriors. But the Warriors are moving the ball fast, and boy, they run that play set.
That's Carrera.
And that ball was passed into Nick Carrera, passed to that point before he ever got there. Like when throwing a pass in football. You throw it to where he's going to be. Yeah, Nolan just a little anxious to get a foul called.
Yeah, he got more of the arm and hand than he did the ball that time.
But Kecoughtan's jumped out to a real quick 7-point lead. Kecoughtan is noted for that. They're a quick starting team.
Hampton's only gotten 1 shot off,
and that was
2 shots. I'm sorry.
That's right, Pitt and Red.
Kecoughtan is definitely fighting through the screens, and they are tight up on man, I'm telling you.
They are that.
Oh, he got
got a piece of the ball, and then he got his own rebound. I'm talking about Pitt. Now he'll be going to line for 2, but he got a piece of the ball, might have get some of the arm, but he just didn't stop. He went and got the rebound, and I'm talking about Pitt, and that's what you want your ball players to do.
Bob, that foul was on Nolan. There's only 2 fouls called, and he's got them both.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
And he started off quick, and they're going to substitute for him right now, I'll bet. Yeah, big number 50 for the Warriors come in, and he's, and I don't have a 50. I don't know who 50 is.
I don't have him either, but I'll put him down somewhere.
We'll find out who it is.
Well, Pitt hits them both. I'll find out who he is when we get a break, Bob.
Good.
Well, let's see if Nolan being out of the game makes a difference. He hit his first 2 shots and got 5 of the 7 points.
There's your man. Man, you just can't let him have an open shot or an open look.
Y'all sitting there watching them shoot the ball, man. Close out, hands out every time, man. Every time, hands out, every single time. I told them they
Say who?
gonna shoot the ball with.
Oh, trying to find out who 50 is. Nobody over here knows. All right, the kicker, Hampton will get the ball inbounds, trailing
10-2.
10-2.
And the only thing Hampton scored on has been 2 free throws. Already, Kecoughtan has got 2 threes and 2 twos.
Coach Thomas called them back. They were in a full court, and they dropped back into looked like a 2-3 zone. They're going to change up defenses and try to confuse the Crabbers a little bit. And there's Godwin.
If he gets hot.
And I tell you, that he's a shooter. The other night, he was off a little bit. Boy, you get your first shot. If you're a shooter, your first one goes in. And boy, you talk about confidence.
Yeah, he had a little.
And I'm sorry, that was a 2.
Yeah,
right.
it was a 2, yeah. But here's young man Carrera that was such a good tight end for Kecoughtan on the
They've
football
got
team.
great hands, great hands. And that's not a bad shot. Godwin lost it out of bounds. Kecoughtan will inbounds underneath their basket. Hampton will play in, they're playing looks like a zone.
Whoa.
Carrera right over the top to get that rebound. And now we got a foul call on Mercedes Pitt. Basadi, I'm sorry.
I keep having the same problem,
His dad's here. I see his dad every time we go to a ball game, stops and says hi and shakes a hand.
Nice man.
Yes, sir.
Nice man. And he's got a great attitude. His son's a great ball player, and you can just see the interest, but it's not like he's taken over. You know what I'm saying?
There, Hampton. You notice Hampton double teamed on the side that time.
Yep. And
kind of confused Kecoughtan just a bit. And there's Haskett again. Marcel, man, he gets on. That's 2 threes he's hit. And now Kecoughtan back man to man. Just showed his own. Oh, what a nice drive by Pitt. Whoa. That's what I like about him.
That's the quickness we were talking about, Bob.
And he followed a lot of great point guards at the Crabbers at Hampton High School. And we go back to Cat Barber, one that he got to see play. And there's Peterson, the transfer. And guess who grabbed that ball? Nick Carrera was bound and determined that was my ball. You're not getting it. I was surprised it wasn't a jump ball called.
Well, I'll tell you what. You see what Haskett's doing with, well, that's
a little force right there by Godwin. Keeping your eye open underneath the basket. And that was Carrera with the pass and the assist. Hampton jumps out to 11-point lead, 17-6.
Kecoughtan jumps out.
I'm sorry, Kecoughtan.
But you can see Kecoughtan, I mean, they're
setting up Godwin for the free, and that was a great pass by Pitt. Drove in the lane. They collapsed on him. He ditched the ball out. That's the way to cut the lead real quick.
That's what Hampton's going to have to do the way it's looking right now. They're not getting much inside, are they, Bob?
No. They're not a real big team.
Well, they brought the big guy, Kecoughtan has. Bringing some of the bigger people up the top. That's Drummond up top. Carrera.
That's Peterson who's handling the ball.
He's 6'7". That's Carrera again. And 50 under the good block.
Great block.
Well, I'll tell you, Kecoughtan had their opportunities there,
Boy,
my
I'll
friend.
tell you about 3 shots.
Too much passing. You've said it too many times. Well, that's got to be a travel.
No, they don't call that traveling anymore. Oh, what a nice move that time by the Hampton Crabber, number 20, Jalen Ray. What a move.
That was as sweet as they get, brother, right there.
Yeah, cut it to 6 points. They've standing out of bounds.
I couldn't see it down there, but I'm going to tell you what, both of these teams are playing at a right quick pace, don't you think,
Yeah, I think so. Elijah White, 5'9" senior guard, checks in for the Warriors. Weak side rebound. How many times we talked about that? You need somebody there, and the defense was there. Number 4 for the Crabbers driving, draws the foul, will go to the foul line, and that's Rory Coleman Sykes.
I think he called that on 30, I think.
Good shot of Eric Brown.
He did, yeah.
Well, Hampton didn't hang their head down because they went behind real quick. They're climbing back in this game, but right now it's the defense and the rebounds down there underneath their opponent's basket.
Well, it's changed the complexion a little bit for Kecoughtan when Nolan went out. He hit his first 2 shots, put 5 points on the board, but he got 2 quick fouls. And it slowed Kecoughtan apparently down just a little bit. But I like the way they moved the ball, Bob.
Kecoughtan is a great passer of the ball. And that's what you see Marcel Haskins can do. Not only can he hit the 3 ball, he can drive, get the shot, and get fouled, make a 3-pointer the old-fashioned way.
And that stopped way above the key.
And he just got such confidence when he shakes that ball. It's just amazing me. Back to a 7-point lead, 20-13. We got an offensive foul on I think he called on number 5 for the Crabbers. No, it couldn't be number 5. They don't have number 5 out there.
I think it was 20.
But he put his elbow up on the
I guess they're not going to show us this time. I'm not sure.
It wasn't a blocking. It was more of a setting a pick, but you can't set a pick by throwing your arm up.
I think it was on 20, but they never put it up on the screen. So.
Well,
Okay,
after
sure
a
I can go
quick
back.
quarter, 20-13. This is the kind of game the fans are going to like.
Well, if you listen, how quiet it is in here right now. I mean, it's like just what you said. Kecoughtan jumped out like they were going to run away with this game there for a second.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Hampton, like you say, is crawling back into it just a little bit. So it's gotten a little quiet.
I think maybe one of these guys over here might know who number 50 is for the Warriors. Who do we have? Okay, instead of 40, 50.
Yep.
Dominic Johnson, number 50 tonight instead of 40.
All right, well, Bob, let's talk about this.
I tell you, I just want to sit back and watch it.
Well,
it's really
what I'm
great.
saying. For putting up 33 points, the 2 teams, it's been a calm quarter. There's only 6 fouls called. It's just been a calm quarter.
But it's been intense. If you look at the players and the jumping in and trying to double team and trying to stop the penetration and all, both teams have come out and really jumped on them. We got a new guy at number 3 for the Warriors is Gerard Thorpe, 5'5" freshman. I mean, he ain't no bigger than a minute out there, but all these big guys, but coach is thinking this guy's going to be all right. What a nice leak pass, and the Haskett should have had that ball. Should have had that basket. That was a great pass.
Yes, it was. Look at the speed and the quickness on both teams there. That's just what's amazing.
If they could go faster than I can and stop. Wow, and then Nick Carrera, you know he's going to take it strong. You're going to have to tackle me to stop me.
And I'm not sure that's going to do it.
He's broke a lot of tackles on the football field.
Well, that's his 6th point right there, Carrera. He's been instrumental.
And
no second chances for him.
Carrera got the rebound.
Yeah, no second chances.
We talked about that last year when he played, how many rebounds he gets. He doesn't look big, but he's 6'4".
He's getting in a lot of plays. He's around a lot of things. On the floor, he's on the floor. And he showed more propensity to score so far tonight than he did in the past.
What did we call? I heard the whistle, but I didn't know what was called. Number 3 got himself triple teamed.
Trying to figure out what.
Well, we're having a conference here to figure out what the call was. Kecoughtan, that little number. Was it his number? The freshman, number 3, was triple team down front, and he did get the pass off.
I think what was wrong was he still had his warm-up on. One of the players.
Oh, really?
You know, I wish they had an announcer at the table over there that would pick up the mic and say,
this is what's happening. And I'm not too sure what's happening, and the coaches are not too sure what's happening.
but it looks
We'll
like
get it straightened out here. But I tell you what I like about it is the officials are doing a lot of conferencing. At least they're trying to talk and get on the same page.
yeah, it's what it looks like, but I just haven't figured it out yet. Now the ball's going to be Kecoughtan's ball. But they had a Hampton guy standing outside.
Now it's going back to Hampton.
That's 3 possessions in about 3 seconds.
and nobody's put the ball in play yet. All right, now we're going. We got Marquise Godwin bringing the ball up. And he's not only got a good handle of the ball, but does a great job of shooting it. Got himself open. And there's the man you don't want to leave open. And that's why that shooter bounce, Brent. How many times we talked about that?
Soft.
12-point lead.
Well, just Kecoughtan is contesting everything outside.
Everything.
Yeah.
Jalen Ray with the ball. And it's exactly what it is. That was 5 seconds. Good call, Brent. But you got to get that. You got to get with it out, 6 feet between you and the defender.
Right.
And you never did it. And it was more than 5 seconds, but that was a good call.
Yeah, I was going to say the official might have been a little kind to him going 6 or 7 because.
Yeah, but sometimes, you start counting when it gets close, and it had already been close for a second or two.
Right.
So you can't jump in and start saying 3, 4, 5. Because you got to show them you're counting. And he did a good job that time.
We went to a game the other night, and several times people forgot to count. Remember that?
Yeah, and that happens.
You get so caught up in the game too.
Yeah, officials not supposed to do that, but they get high on these games too.
Caliber play.
You talk about when they go into football and they go into the playoff, they get hypered up and fired up just like the players do.
Yep. You're absolutely right. I mean, when you start seeing all this talent that's out here, sometimes it's hard not to just, stop and watch. And we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to talk about it, aren't we? Is that the rule?
Be kind
Well, I just
to your 5-feathered friends, because the duck may be somebody's mother. Never mind.
I like it. Now, Kecoughtan so far pretty much saying it is having their way to about double the score.
Let me tell you what's really tickled me about Marcel Haskett. He doesn't shoot every time he gets the ball.
Boy,
He lets the game come to him, and it does. And that was a great shot in there that time. But got a nice shot. Shooter's bounce. You're right. Kecoughtan is putting a body on anybody goes.
And they're doubling Godwin. Look at that.
Yeah, he's took a little jump step in there, which you're not allowed to do that.
No, something about the Salisbury shuffle that didn't go down in basketball.
The Salisbury shuffle?
What it looked like.
Oh, okay.
Had everything but music.
Don't start singing.
You know that ain't me. Kecoughtan's showing good patience, too.
Yeah, they are. Oh, nice block. Nice block. And that was Chris Crosland.
Yeah, he just sent that out of bounds. Don't bring that in.
He saw that ball coming long before the guy shot it. And there was the shot. He was wanting the ball in and out.
Look at the rebounding there.
Who got the rebound?
Carrera got it, but
and
he
then lost
the
the ball.
ball.
But he's a rebounding machine. Oh, and there's Haskett. Oh, what a block. Was that by number 20? Whoa, Jalen Ray, and he's one of the shorter guys on the court.
I hope we have that on camera, boy. That was quite a sequence right there.
I thought that was an easy 2. And so did the shooter.
Nice little drop step by Carrera to get that 6-7 foot shot.
Yeah. And that's Pitt, Masadi Pitt.
Yep. Just
he's such a quick first step.
still a 12-point game, Bob, with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Well, you can't trade baskets.
No.
If you're Hampton, you gotta make some stops. And that's not the way this young man is playing real well tonight.
I'd say that's Drummond.
He's just a sophomore, 6'4" sophomore. I know Coach Thomas is going to lose Haskett, but he's got some good ball players coming back. And nice drive that time.
Good
and
tap.
good number 34 for the Crabbers, Ricky Hatcher Jr. Got a hand on that, put it right back in.
And he, what, about 5'9"?
Yep.
Just perfect timing on that
It was
tap.
great timing. And you find that most of your rebounders not only get good position, but their timing is impeccable as the Warrior number 1, and that's Keith Grandy, 5'7" sophomore, another underclassman, drove to the basket and drew the foul.
Well, I'm trying to find. They put
Matthias Caver is in, number 32, came back in for the Crabbers. And Carrera went over the back, number 20, trying to get that tap in. But I tell you, you got to, like Ricky Hackett Jr. did a great block out because he's given up about 4 inches.
Well, he's got a tremendous vertical jump. We can go back to football and saw some of the catches he made.
Yeah.
He's so far above everybody else.
Oh, nice block by, and that was by Nick Carrera too. But they missed the easy basket. Got a 2-on-2. Wow.
I think it's going to be on 22.
Jalen Ray taking that ball all the way in and kind of looked almost good enough for a block, but he got a little bit of contact going to the basket, which he'll be shooting too. And there's only been 9 fouls called in this ball game, and that's number 1 on
22 there.
And who is that? Taquan Drummond, 6'4" sophomore. They got a lot of youngsters on this team over there at Kecoughtan.
I'll tell you what, the speed with which these two teams go up and down the floor is fun to watch. Our cameramen got to be getting a little dizzy up top. You almost want to tell them, you take one end and you take the other end, because it's hard to keep up with. Nice.
And nice job that time by Roy Coleman Sykes. Get the rebound, put it back up. You got your 2 points. You didn't get it from the foul line, but you end up with 2, and there you go. That double team on the side. Oh, man, Sky. Sky that time.
Drummond again.
Drummond, just a sophomore.
Well, what athleticism, Bob.
And then we got a 3-point. Godwin went in, drove in, and dished the ball to Ray, who hit the 3. Drive and dish.
Yeah. Everybody.
Keith Grandy, 5'7" sophomore.
And he was a heck of a receiver for that Kecoughtan football team, too.
Almost a steal.
Got to do too much with it.
Well, you got to be ready for the ball. Every shot's being contested.
Yes, sir. I mean, and the camera work just up on the boards alone.
Oh, what a nice right. Jalen Ray.
Is that quick or what?
Man, he was so fast I almost didn't see him.
Good heavens, what a speed of a game. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like basketball.
Yeah, come to a high school basketball game. You'll see it for girls or boys. And a little bit of contact that time. If he'd have stayed on his feet, might not have got the contact, but he jumped. And he's going to put the Kecoughtan Warrior on the foul line shooting two, and that's Drummond again. Coach has got to be very pleased with these youngsters for Kecoughtan. They're just, you know, you got a couple freshmen, 3 freshmen on the team, 4 freshmen. Wow.
Yeah, and as the coach talked to us before about, they're coming along pretty quick. They got some size too, Bob.
Yeah, they do. Drummond hits his first one, takes it to a 9-point lead. He has a chance to put in double figures right here with 1:02 to go in the third quarter.
Kecoughtan has jumped out with and have been able to maintain that 8, 9, 10-point lead. And this soft touch at these guys, they have worked on it. I'm tell you what, whoever their shooting coach is right now in the first half, they're shooting from 25, 26 feet, and they're just hitting so soft. Yeah,
number 23, Bernard Washington, 6'4" junior, just checked in for the Warriors.
Boy,
going to call a foul on Marcel Haskett, and that's a non-shooting foul.
I think Marcel just got tired of watching him dance around with that ball. So
well, yeah,
stop.
Ivan Thomas is not a real happy camper over there.
Well, 38 seconds to go, and Hampton would like to cut this lead 2 or 3 points.
Oh, nice left hand. Nice left hand.
Man, he fooled me with that one, Bob.
I didn't see the left hand coming, but
no.
He used the board, put it in the box. Nine seconds.
Oh, God.
What a nice pass inside. 8-point lead. 35 for the homestanding Warriors, 27 for the visiting Crabbers.
Only 11 fouls called in that first half.
Been very up and down, back and forth, a lot of athleticism out there. Stay tuned for the second half action. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to second half action with 35 for the homestanding Warriors, 27 for the visiting Crabbers. Brent, you got some stats for us here.
A couple of interesting. First, let me say this: there's nobody in trouble on either team with foul trouble right now. Each team has one player with 2 fouls. As far as that goes, Haskett, of course, for the Kecoughtan Warriors, is already in double figures, got 12 points, and they're followed by Drummond with 8. They got 35 in the first half. Go up to the Crabbers side. They got a real balanced attack. They got Pitt's got 8, Godwin 5, and Ray's got 8. So I mean, it's just go on down through there. Nobody in double figures for Hampton, and again, nobody in trouble from the free throw line.
I tell you, you got to appreciate some of this officiating. They're letting them play, but these athletes are so good at avoiding contact. It just blows my mind. We watch some replay. We've got it here.
while we watch the replays, let me say this. You've talked about this before. Sometimes the difference in a well-called game is, yeah, the little hand touching and all that stuff they're talking about. But if it has no effect on the game or the flow of the game or whatever, why are you calling the touch foul? I mean, I know what they're teaching us this year, what they're going to watch, you know, what they're looking for.
If they change the direction of the player, okay, here we go. And the Crabber almost intercepted the inbounds pass. Now, you know, if you bring it inbounds, you don't want to throw a looping pass or clear across the court.
I thought Crosland was in an Olympic trial there. I mean, that young man broke for the ball.
Yeah, he did. Kecoughtan starts off with the ball. And they, you know, I'm just impressed with Marcel Haskett. He has not looked like he has scored that many points, and he's the only player that's in double figures. Oh, nice drive that time by Masadi Pitt.
That's the quickness. It almost reminds me of Barber when he used to play for Hampton, how quick he gets to the backboard, Bob.
Yeah. And I'm surprised to see Nick Pereira out here in front. He's a monster when it comes to rebounding.
Nice draw up.
There you go, starting off the quarter right with a nice shot that time by Drummond. Just the sophomore. I talked about him before. Coach Thomas got a lot of good players coming back, Brent.
That put him in double figures. I don't understand, 34 passed up that wide open jumper in the corner. He's hit 2 twos.
Nice pass to the big guy inside, Justin Red, ready, and good hands, ready for that ball.
Well, it was a great move to get the pass to him.
Yeah, and a no-look pass. And Haskett just a little off. Warriors fighting for the ball, but Godwin comes up with it, and Godwin sometimes runs that ball up. He's 6'4", running point guard.
And leaps well.
Yeah, nice rebound that time. And that was, again, Drummond.
Nolan drove to the bucket again and just couldn't quite get it to fall.
That might have been a little touch foul. It was, somebody got all balls. Somebody, but it was 2 of them there. Somebody made contact. So that puts the Hampton Crabber on the line. That's Ricky Hatcher Jr. shooting 2 and misses the first one.
Well, if Hampton's going to hang in this game the way it's going right now, they're going to need to make these free throws.
Oh, absolutely.
Gotten quiet in here again, Bob. Looking around.
Yeah, but wait till they do something spectacular. 1 or 2.
And it will happen with these guys on the floor.
You're going to call a blocking foul on the
42
42 Crosland for the Warriors. He just got his body in the way. If you're going to draw a charge, you got middle. That's his 3rd foul, Brent.
That's what they say. Well, Kecoughtan's gone a little cold compared to what they were doing in the first half.
And ball might have been knocked out by a Crabber, but they'll take it. They're going to bring the ball inbounds. Oh, nice play, but just couldn't get the roll.
Couldn't finish it.
And Nick Pereira comes down with a rebound.
That's Nolan right there with the ball. He started out the game so hot. First 2 shots, he had 5 points.
And then got 2 quick fouls.
Yeah.
There's a 2-pointer that time by number 30, Devontae Peterson. That's that 6'7" junior transfer in here from California. Boy, I tell you, that's him getting the rebound. He went up high to get the rebound.
They're passing the ball well.
Well, not only passing the ball, they're giving up a contested shot for an open shot, and that's what you want them to do. You want your players to look for the guy that's got the open shot if you got somebody on you.
Yeah, when you draw 2 players to you and you give it up as much as they're giving it up, it's a great game. It's fun to watch.
I couldn't see it. That
was number 2. Got a Pitt.
Masadi Pitt.
Got a tray. It's now a 6-point game.
I think that's a 4-point game, Brent.
You think so?
39,
oh, yeah,
35.
I was looking the other way. I was looking the other way. I was watching him down here. I think he got fouled.
That's all right. My math isn't always that good either.
That's what I was trying to figure out. 32 did the fouling, okay.
That's 3.
Yeah.
On for Hampton. That might hurt you a little bit. That's Matthias Carver.
Oh, that surprised right there. Marcel missed it.
Well, he missed everything on that. That's very unusual.
Well, right now, Hampton's got 2. Crosland and Caver both have 3 fouls. And so that's jumped out quick in this 3rd quarter. And there's Haskett getting the second.
He got the second one. Back to a 5-point lead. Right now, the Crabbers crawling back in this game. And it's from what you said, the Kecoughtan has gotten a little just like they're not with the energy they had when they first came out. They just caused the turnover there.
Well, you got to admit, when they jumped out in that 1st quarter, they didn't miss much.
Yeah. That was a turnover by the Crabbers. I'm sorry. I thought it was Kecoughtan's turnover. Oh, but Haskins, what a great job of dishing the ball off, but Crabber got a hold of the
tried to do too much.
and that's Haskett. Could have taken the shot.
That's right.
But he gave the ball instead to Drummond. That's what a good point guard does. He not only can score, but he can dish the ball. And the pass is just a little off. And another one. Wow, you got to call timeout if you're Hampton. Just went from a 5-point lead to a 9-point lead. Boom, just like that.
4-point to a 9-point lead. That's what you told me.
Just seeing if you were paying attention.
They don't happen often. But that was just how quick that was. 2 dunks, 2 breakaway, bang, bang, just like that.
But the player that passed the ball had a decent shot, but there was a better one. And they got the ball right to Devontae Peterson, 6'2" junior, center. I'm sorry, 6'7", not 6'2". He's a Skywalker.
Is this when you thought Hampton was making a run? Got to get a picture of Coach Thomas over there for the Warriors. You think it's warm in here?
He has already sweated through that shirt.
Good heavens. Think it's warm here. It reminds me of Richmond. Remember that? He was up there playing. Good gosh.
You think he doesn't get into the game? I was talking to the new coach for the Kecoughtan girls, Mays Tilmer, and he said he was watching Ivan Thomas coach, and he said he was getting on and telling him what to do. He said, first thing I know, I want to get in there and play again. Played down at the Prentice School, won a championship down at the Prentice School.
Well, Hampton's turned the ball over a couple times, but hadn't been able to finish shots.
Well, that stays with Hampton. Although I thought it went off to Crabber. But
that's what I thought too. But
the official was right there. He had a better look at it than me. And that was, Peterson is impressing me.
A lot of hustle on that Warrior team right now.
Everybody.
Yeah.
But the big man is out there contesting the passes at half court. And there's the guy you want the ball in the hands of. And that's Masadi Pitt. I like this young man, just a sophomore. What a nice move.
Can't finish it.
No, and guess who got the rebound? Nick Carrera. If he's wound that ball, he's going to get it. That's concentrated. Young players that want to see what you do to the basket. When a lot of big people come on you, you just hesitate a little on the shot, but keep your head up and use the basket, the board, put it in the little box.
Called glass. Just play it off the glass. It's amazing how many times it'll go in, isn't it, Bob?
It is that.
That's the 4th foul on him.
Marcel again gets the three-pointer the old-fashioned way. And he's guarding Pitt, his like number 2.
Nice block.
Just a little far underneath the basket. And that's probably why it got blocked.
It took a little long to get that shot up.
Yeah.
Get back up to a 12-point lead, like you said.
Kecoughtan just taking the time,
Yeah.
trying to find the open player, getting a little screen and roll action going. But you got to be careful. You get a 5-second call. And that could be a charge. And that's exactly a little out of control that time.
That's Haskett's second.
No, that foul was on number 5. That's
Oh, okay.
the third one.
Yep, that's third on foul.
That's Nolan.
Nolan. I thought that was Haskett.
No, that was Nolan driving.
Nice, I'm telling you.
Boy, I tell you, Kecoughtan is just enough.
To intimidate, to change the shot.
Just enough to just make them shoot a shot just a little different than they normally would. So it wouldn't get blocked. That foul is the second one.
On Nolan, I think it is.
It was, no, Carrera on 20, Nick.
The first one?
Made the first one. DeJour battle, number 40 at the line, made the first one, got a chance to complete the 2-shot foul here.
Nice touch.
Yeah, cut it to 10 points. But the Kecoughtan just quietly builds a lead. And Haskett making points and you don't even know he's making them. Oh, that's a tough pass. And Haskett got up in the air and nobody told Nick Carrera that somebody was coming.
It's a little frustration on the
A
head.
little frustration that time.
That's just, they've got him for 2.
Was that Masadi?
That's Ray.
Oh, Ray, I'm sorry. Yeah, Ray. .47 seconds to go in this third quarter. 47-37 right now in favor of the Warriors.
And Hampton's had a little bit of a dry run on scoring around the basket. They've had several shots blocked, and then when they, of course, they're all contested, but they just haven't been able to finish.
Yeah. You know, Kecoughtan wouldn't like nothing better than get the last shot, but turn the ball over. The Grabbers may end up getting the last shot with 24 seconds to go.
That went off of Peterson's foot when he turned the dribble.
Well, sometimes it doesn't pay to have a big shoot.
Well, if you're 6'7", it might help a little bit.
You need a platform, you're right. But when you dribble it, you got to make sure it doesn't go off your foot.
Well, let's see if Hampton can get it out of double digits. I know that's what they want to do.
And Masadi Pitt, good job that time. Got 9 seconds and counting. Nick Carrera going to take the last shot. And it's in and out. We got an 8-point game, 47-39 in favor of the homestanding Warriors.
Well, in that quarter, Pitt scored 7 points to go with his 8 in the first half, and that's who's been carrying Hampton. Other than that, Red had 1 basket, and Hampton was 3 of 4 from the free throw line.
We would want to tell everybody we are going to pick a player of the game.
Absolutely.
From each one of these two teams.
That
Tell
comes
me
from,
about it.
They come from Tidewater Team Sports over on Gannon Boulevard. 594-0411. Dave Chubb, Terry McNamara, they've been supporting Hampton sports and for
Since the
years.
90s.
Not just football and basketball, but they're just into Hampton sports, and we'd like to thank them every chance we get. They supply these shirts to us. We get to pick the players of the games or whoever the announcers are. And while we say that, we've given it to several Hampton players, so we don't know who it's going to be tonight, but we try to spread it around so that one guy might have 2 or 3 great games, and we try not to give it to one person.
Well, and what we do is not rocket science.
No.
Either.
No.
Want to thank our crew, Randy Bagoli, Susan Bowers, Ube Gabriel, Steve Fryer on cameras, graphics and animation, Matt Buckwalder, camera control operator, Renee Camden, engineer and audio, Greg Lesko, Insta Replay, Krista Campbell, director and producer, Andy Foley.
Take this opportunity to say these officials have let these 2 teams play.
Well, they have done a great job, and I really appreciate that. Brian LaCourte, he's the guy up on top, Ed Warren and Mo Saunders.
Just can't finish.
Yep.
Got there.
And that's Nolan. Hey, I'm going to take it all the way down.
Yes, sir.
And do something with that baby. And he's just a junior, 6'4". Has to be something there. Are they going to call a charge or a blocking foul?
I think it's going to be blocking, yeah.
It is blocking, so that's going to put Marquise Godwin on the line shooting 2. There's only been 9 fouls called in this half so far.
This is where Hampton's going to have. They're going to have to get to the line, but like you say, they got to go a long way before they get there.
But you got that great shot that time from Steve Fryer's camera. Marquise Godwin knows these are very, very important fouls. You can't leave points on uncontested. Nobody's going to guard you on the foul line. You got to get these babies.
And they got to get back to 8 if Hampton's going to have a run at this.
And he got a good job that time, making both of them. Great concentration and great form.
He shoots his free throw a little bit different than he shoots his jump shot.
Yeah. And that's the man. You won't leave Nolan open.
I tell you, he has not missed much.
Right at the foul line, nobody contested the shot or the pass.
I mean, just nice check right there.
And a good job that time for defensively, Elijah White.
There's your man. There's Mr. Pitt. Just put another 2 on the board.
You got to like this guy.
Look at that.
Marcel Haskett, you're not going to let me get the 3. I'm going to drive and get the easy deuce.
Well, between Pitt and Haskett, the 2s have it right now.
Yeah.
That's a reach in there.
Yeah, they didn't call it. Oh, what a nice job. Using the backboard. Gotta love it when I see a player do something like that. And that's, you tell the kids and tell them, but they don't do that when they're playing sandlot.
No, and the beauty of that is when you go into traffic, know you're going to get hit. You use that glass, the shot's gone. I mean, you know, it's done now. Whatever happens, happens. That's his 3rd foul.
That 3rd on Nick Carrera.
Yeah.
But he's going to contest anything comes in his way. Missed the 3-point opportunity. And the ball's over to the Warriors. 8-point lead.
Who was that? Pitt that had that free throw?
Yes.
Well, Kecoughtan, the smart thing to do. 6 minutes to go in the game.
Good hands that time.
Standing on the sideline.
Yeah, he bounced the ball on the sideline, and that defense that time was by Ricky Hatchett Jr. Did a great job of not allowing Marcel Haskett, and he was gonna drive to the basket. Now we got a foul over here just after you get across half court, and that nobody's at the foul line yet, but that's the second.
Drummond. That was his second.
That's number 2.
That's on Drummond, 22. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Mercedes, great job of passing the ball, but Ricky Hatcher Jr. just wasn't ready for it. I wouldn't have been either. I thought he was going to go in for the basket because he had the guy had a half a step on the
had the man
defender.
On his, had him on his hip.
And I love the way Marcel Haskett avoids contact.
It's amazing to watch.
Oh, a good block as far as the hand on the ball, but you can't hit him with your body. And that's Peterson, I believe.
Yeah, I think you called that just right. And he got his hands up, but you got to give Ray credit for carrying it right to him.
Took it right to the big guy. Marcel has just done a great job. He had, I'm talking about Haskett, which is on the other side. There's a good, in and out.
And there's Nolan just carrying it to the bucket.
Yeah. And, they missed him a little bit there after he got that second foul.
Yeah, he set out the second quarter.
Well, you look at the bench that Kecoughtan's got. They've got some awful good players sitting on the bench, so you shouldn't lose any. And there's a long one by Pitt that just didn't go in. And Haskett gets the rebound.
Well, Bob, it's 4:48 to go, under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Kecoughtan has an 11-point lead, and they can just take their time. Look at that.
Oh, what? Nolan again?
Yes, sir.
Oh, he's kind of taken over this game a little bit. And there was Pitt taking it to the basket. You're going to have to foul me. But I like what he does when he drives to the basket, Brent. He not only is going in to score, but he's also got his eyes open for somebody that's going to come over to defend him, and he puts the ball into the hands of the teammate underneath the basket.
Yeah, he dishes real well once he penetrates.
That's the third foul on Marcel Haskett.
Well, I think right now Mr. Pitt has pretty much been most of the Crabbers' offense so far. And it's been a nice little spread for the Warriors. You got Haskett that's doing well. You got Nolan that's doing well. You got several players that have just been consistent around.
Rosati, nice release on that ball. He cut it to 11.
Well, they had it down to 4 at one time.
Yeah.
And Kecoughtan just maintained their poise, Bob. Just kept it.
They didn't panic. And you got to say, that's coaching staff. Look at how high Marcel Haskett gets up. Smallest kid on the court. Oh, he pushed off with his hand. Pushed off with his arm, and they're going to call an offensive foul.
That's his fourth, I think.
And I tell you what, Ivan Thomas is upset.
Not happy, is that what you're saying?
No, not a little bit. But that was a good call. You can't throw your arm out there and hold off the defender, and the defender can't put his hand on you and hold you off.
You've talked about that now 3 or 4 games. You can't use that elbow push or whatever you call it, the check. It's just not there anymore.
Well, you can't change the direction of the player, whether it's a defensive or an offensive player.
Correct. Look, I like the way Kecoughtan just plays defense, though. That's got to be something, I guess.
No, nothing. Yeah. Nice job that time, but no, well, wasn't Nolan. That was number 22, Drummond.
Yeah.
They get to running up and down the court so fast.
Well, Kecoughtan is just taking over the boards right now.
And there, Masani, look at him. Doing a great job to keep the Crabbers in it, but they've got this.
It's a 12-point game. That was a
Well,
carry.
they got to make some stops. Yeah, that was a little
carry.
And Nolan,
He's feeling it.
He's feeling it so good, he took an extra step. And that was not a good thing.
I can tell you what, when he's getting in the paint, boy, he's very effective around, around that paint.
Well, Hampton's got to come down and make some points and then get some stops like they just do. But they got to score. When they make a stop, you got to score. And that's what I'm talking about.
They just can't finish
Nolan, well, Nolan had his hand all over that ball, and Chris Crosland just couldn't get it to go in.
He made up his mind he was going to score, I'm telling you. Look at the Warriors up there battling for that thing, man.
And we had a field goal attempt
yes, we did.
that went wide left.
I thought we had a free kick there. Just
Man, everything's being contested.
Well,
2:50 to go in the game.
And look at the crowd that's here. We didn't get much chance to talk about that. Again, we're going to have to select players of the game just like we did with the other game.
Well, I'd already got mine too.
Oh, come on.
and it's because of what I've seen out on the court.
That was down in and
came back down and well, I got one. I got one.
Okay.
Oh, nice block by Peterson.
Number 3, Peterson just trailed it. What a
hey, and that's Keith Grandy, the sophomore that was so good receiver on the football team.
For most of the year, he was the #1 receiver in the district. Yeah, I think we got a problem there, Bob. We got so many players we could spread it around, Bob. You look at here and you look.
But I got to go with him.
Yeah,
I thought the points you got in the first half were you just didn't realize how many points was in double figures. But this has just been a great game.
Can't go there.
Yeah, I know that.
You can't go there. He's already done.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
I kind of like, he's playing good defense too.
Yeah.
I mean, offensively, he's not that prolific, but you look, most of Hampton's scores been, points been by Pitt.
Yeah. He's, just to get you know, he's 15, 22 points for Pitt.
And he's bringing the ball up the court. With 2:15 and counting, you got to start making some points.
He didn't look to dish off that time. Of course, nobody broke to the bucket. Nobody set a screen for him.
Grandy, who is great hands as a receiver, went up there. He's 5'7", Brent. He went up and got that rebound under the basket.
There's springs in some of these feet that I ain't used to.
Tell you what.
Air sickness.
Well, we got 2 minutes left, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you who I want as player of the game for the Hampton Crabbers, Marcel Haskett. He just, to me, he's been a consummate player. He's dished the ball. He's made the free throws. He's made scores.
You're talking about Hatcher.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about for Kecoughtan.
For Kecoughtan, okay.
Yeah, that Marcel Haskett. I just love the way he's played. He has played defense, but he's dished the ball out. He's not the kind of point guard that just because he's got the ball, he's going to shoot. He's looking to distribute the ball. He lets the game come to him.
Well, he's led the team with 20 points so far, and he's the leading scorer on the team. They've got the ball now. This game's not over by 2 minutes.
Well, on the other side, we got Pitt, who's already got a player of the game shirt, and Ray. So those two have played excellent basketball tonight, but we're going to go with somebody else. We're going to try to
spread it around. Yeah, and I think we're leaning there.
Oh, wow, Nolan. I mean, I got a nosebleed. He got up there so high. My goodness, he's 6'4", just went right back. And there we go, real quick basket that time by the Crabbers.
That was Pitt again.
And Kecoughtan just going to run the clock off the Off the board. Oh, well, Haskett shot it. I was surprised, but then Hampton threw it away.
Nolan put it up, got his own rebound.
And got fouled. Well, we got 105 left. Who we going with the Crabbers? Who's the player of the game?
I think the way it looks right now, 34 Hatcher has.
Ricky Hatcher Jr.
Yeah, he hasn't scored a whole lot of points, but he's been in on a lot of plays.
Well, he played a great defense, I think, tonight.
Like I said.
Well, just alley-oop into Nolan that time. Got the inbounds. Pitt for a three.
Yeah, Nolan has had a good night tonight too for Kecoughtan. I got to give it like it is. Almost.
Peterson. Peterson on a assist from Haskett. And Mercedes Pitt another basket with 69 to 53 with 20 seconds and counting.
And I like the way he's taking the tempo at it. Just take the air out. Ain't nothing we need to do. I'm surprised he didn't take it over. Prayer didn't throw it over the top. Gonna get fat. Smart play.
And that's the ball game.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. We're going with our players of the game. We're gonna have Hatcher for Hampton High School, and you're gonna have Haskett. Marcel Haskett for the Kecoughtan Warriors with 20 points, but I just got to tell you, Knowing had 17 points, 18 points. You got several players. You had Drummond with 12 points.
They spread the ball around.
They really spread it around. A lot of players scored a lot of points for Kecoughtan. Pretty balanced scoring for them.
Final score, 53 for the Crabbers, 69 for the homestanding Warriors. It's been a great night. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank our crew. I want to thank you, Brent. I'm Bob Hintz. Good night, everybody.